So giving the American public the first ever look inside the affluent, wealthy, and posh world of Donald Trump. We are, of course, talking about the former president's historic hush money trial. Proceedings may be on pause today, but testimony will resume tomorrow, and banker Gary Farro will be back on the witness stand. The jury set to hear more from the man who says he helped Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, who set up that fake LLC to secretly wire porn star Stormy Daniels that $130,000 just 1 month before the 2016 election. Joining us now, our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, along with legal journalist and senior editor at Harvard Law School, Christian Farias. Aaron, let's start with you, It's the same story Michael Cohen told us years ago. And now Gary Farro is just corroborating exactly what we heard about this strategy to create an LLC and make the payments.
And this is deliberate, Kira, because before Michael Cohen gets on the witness stand, the prosecutors want to establish that he's going to have some credibility when he does testify, because even they have conceded that Cohen and some of their other witnesses have what you might call baggage. And so they know that the defense is going to be gunning for Michael Cohen. So they are going to establish, first with David Pecker, and now with his banker, Gary Farro, that Cohen set up this shell company, Essential Consulting, to effectively be the conduit to pay Stormy Daniels her hush money. And Farrow's testimony is also important because at the heart, this isn't about hush money or sex or even really about the election. It's a documents case, and we're starting to see, and the jury's starting to see, some of the documents that are at issue. The invoices Cohen will give to the Trump Organization, the ledger entries, and the checks.
Right, and Christian, it really is, as salacious and sexy as all these details are when you're talking about a porn star and a Playboy playmate. It's about business integrity here and how the former president operated. So Farrow's testimony is at the crux of the case here. The paper trail of payments, they're there. I mean, you put the documents, the corroboration, it's pretty solid.
Yes, it is a business case. It is a paper records case, as some have called it. But at the same time, just to take a little bit of exception with what was said moments earlier, it is also an election integrity case in the sense that because this happened mere weeks before the election, because they try to keep it concealed, and David Pecker, the head of the National Enquirer, pretty much confirmed that this was done in order to help Republican candidate Trump at the time, voters were deprived of crucial information at a time when, as you might recall from that time, we were being hit with news from all sides. On one end, you had all these salacious stories happening, not just with Stormy Daniels, but also with the Access Hollywood tape. And on the other hand, on his opponent's side, you had the FBI investigation into her handling of email records. So there was a lot of news happening, and anything could have tipped the election. And to the extent that David Pecker, Trump, and Cohen saw this as beneficial to the campaign, it is very much something that voters deserve to know. And even though Trump won't be tried and convicted over an election integrity case, for purposes of telling the story to the jury, it matters how it's framed. And it is framed as an attempt to conceal vital information from the electorate.
So Aaron, prosecutors then deciding not to disclose their witness list, why?
They think that Donald Trump is only going to attack the witnesses if he knows who they are in advance. So they are not giving the defense team very much notice at all and not publicly talking about the witnesses. We know who they are generally. We know Cohen's going to testify, and Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal and Hope Hicks and others who made up Trump's inner circle at the time. But they are not disclosing who's up next out of that fear that Trump is going to violate the gag order and verbally attack them. And the judge is going to hold a hearing on Thursday, Kira, as he contemplates whether to hold Trump in contempt.